Richard, Tim's is hiking prices as sales fall, but the coffee chain is also announcing a further expansion overseas.
Yeah, a lot of Tim Hortons news, but first off, price hikes indeed, Francis. Tim Hortons, as of today, raising the price of most of its breakfast sandwiches and most of its coffees by 10 cents. And by the way, when the late Tim Horton opened the first Tim Horton store down in Hamilton back in 1964. A coffee then cost just 10 cents. Now, with this price hike, a medium coffee at Timmy's will set you back $1.77. This is the first price hike since 2014. Experts say they could probably get away with it because they see some of the lowest average checks in the fast food business. Earnings lower at Tim Hortons today. Its parent Restaurant Brands International said that sales were down 0.8% in the second quarter at Tim Hortons. And yeah, a further international expansion announced, Francis. They say that there will soon be Tim Hortons opening in Spain after the ubiquitous donut and coffee chain recently started operating in the UK. So they're getting Timmy's everywhere in the world now.
Do you know how to say double double in Spanish?
How do you do that?
I think it's actually double double.
Just like a Royale with cheese. Yeah.
That's right. So a major milestone today on Wall Street, the Dow hitting a never before seen level.
Yeah, it was feeling 22. Dow Jones Industrial Average closing above the 22,000 point mark. For the first time ever, it's up 11.4% this year. This is the 6th record high close in a row and the 32nd record high close of the year. It's been straight up for years, really, on Wall Street. Donald Trump eager to point out that the Dow's up about 20% under his presidency. Today's gain came largely due to Apple, the technology giant, in with very strong earnings last night. The stock closed at a record above $157. Apple says the iPhone 8 is on schedule, or they hinted towards that, and so it was up and away for U.S. stocks helped by Apple.
So new census data finds that a record number of Canadians are living alone. So Amanda's breaking down some of the new numbers throughout our show tonight, but you also have a perspective on this.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I'm thinking that this is, just making the housing situation, especially here in the GTA, even more difficult because we're seeing so many single-family households, and it's obviously a lot harder to afford a pricey, be it rental unit or a pricey mortgage, when it's just you. But yeah, the census data shows that for the first time in Canadian history, one-person households are the most common, beating out households with couples or with children. There are 28.2 million single-person households in Canada, rising divorce rates, and an aging demographic, the big reason we're seeing more seniors living alone. So yeah, just another, tough aspect to the housing market these days, Francis.
So if you're looking for a roommate, give you a call? Is that...
I was hoping I could maybe sleep on your couch out in Mississauga, Francis. That was my backup plan.
Look, all my rooms are full. We've taken up everything. Sorry.
Ouch. Okay.
Sorry.
Thought we were friends.
I like
you,
but, Bayview Village Mall is planning a huge expansion.
That's right. So, this is a popular shopping center at Bayview and Shepherd. And now we're getting a look at this big expansion plan. There's going to be new shopping space and condos. But of course, Urban Toronto reporting this. The plan calls for 5 new buildings, about 45,000 square feet of new retail space. Much of it will be in sort of open air promenades. So not your typical enclosed mall. So that'll sort of lend to the fact that it's called Bayview Village. It'll kind of look like a village. And early renderings show as well that there'll be direct subway access on the Shepherd line there. So condos and more stores coming to Bayview Village, Francis.
Someone will finally use that Shepherd line. Isn't that great?
You don't get off at Bessarion? Is that what you're telling me? At
Bessarion, yeah. The only station that I think busy. One person uses. Yeah.
It's very busy.
So most of us love taking that perfect selfie, but it's a lot harder to get the perfect shot with our pets and probably our kids too. But a new product is aiming to change that.
It's so 2017, this, okay? So yeah, it's a new gadget, Francis, that attaches to your smartphone and helps you take the perfect picture of your pet. Called the Flexi Paw, clips to the top of the phone, and it dangles your pet's favorite treat just above the camera, so your dog or your cat looks directly into the lens. Once the picture has been taken, you can remove the bacon or whatever it is and give it to your dog as a reward. Flexi Paw sells for $12. Just one of the many gadgets now we're starting to see for pets.
And the great thing is you don't look ridiculous doing that in public at all, do you?
And I think that you could just sort of hold the bacon down. You don't need to buy something to attach it to the phone, but I'm sure many people will nonetheless.
So an incredible story out of Switzerland. This may be the most expensive shot of liquor ever sold.
Yeah, maybe we've had a few times in our life an expensive bar bill, Francis, but probably nothing like this. So a man paid $10,000 last week at a Swiss hotel for one shot of whiskey. Now, the whiskey was from 1878 by revered Scottish maker Macallan. The man walked into the Waldhaus Hotel in St. Moritz, Switzerland. The owners were shocked when he asked for a wee dram of the 140-year-old scotch they had on display. The bartender said he was nervous as he gently opened the bottle. He was worried that the ancient cork might disintegrate. It didn't. Everything went down smoothly. He poured the one shot. Guy drank it down. Now that the bottle is open, they're hoping to sell the rest of it for a little bit less. Before they cracked it, Francis, the bottle was valued at about 64,000 Canadian dollars.
Wow. Did he say how it tasted?
Didn't say. Walked right out again. That's how you do it when you drink a $10,000 scotch. You just nice and cool, right out the door after that.
Wow. All right. Thank you, Richard.